Now we get to the joyful part of this story of Joseph and his brothers. Remember that God had given Joseph dreams when he was a boy of being ruler over his brothers and father and mother even. And now this begins to come to pass, but not in a vindictive, harsh, or cruel sort of way. Listen again to how Joseph reveals himself to his brothers from Genesis 45, verses 4 through 8. So Joseph said to his brothers, "Come near to me, please." And they came near, and he said, "I am your brother Joseph, whom you sold into Egypt. And now do not be distressed or angry with yourselves because you sold me here, for God sent me before you to preserve life. For the famine has been in the land these 2 years, and there are yet 5 years in which there will be neither plowing nor harvest. God sent me before you to preserve for you a remnant on earth, and to keep alive for you many survivors. So it was not you who sent me here, but God." So let me ask you, how long have you gone without seeing a brother or a sister? Has it ever been long enough that they had grown to adulthood to the point that you couldn't recognize them? It's hard to imagine the shock that reverberates throughout this story of recognition and reconciliation. The last time Joseph and his brothers laid eyes on one another was as the brothers were selling Joseph to the Ishmaelites when he was just a teenager. And now, here they were, again in Egypt to buy food, more food, and having been forced by Joseph's demands, they had brought their youngest brother Benjamin along, only to have this man, this ruler of Egypt and father of Pharaoh, reveal himself at last as the hated brother they had sold those many, many years before. And not only is he their brother and savior from famine, he is also speaking the word of reconciliation to them through giving God the honor of bringing them back together for that very purpose of salvation. Joseph gives the brothers absolution with these words. He speaks peace to them. He speaks words that remove their guilt and shame for their actions and malice. God's purpose could only be fulfilled by what Joseph had to endure through their hardness of heart in betraying him. And as Jesus did in speaking from the cross, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do," so also Joseph here again absolves them. It is God, according to Joseph, that has done all that took place between he and his brothers with the purpose of preservation of the family. It's God's doing, according to what Joseph says here 3 times. God sent me. So let me ask you, what might God have sent you to where you are for? What lives are you preserving because God sent you to the family, the job, the school, the neighborhood that he did? You, like Joseph, can choose to see your circumstances as God-given, and through that, God gives you his word of reconciliation that you speak to those who so desperately need to hear it. God's blessings to wherever God has put you. Goodbye.